Welcome to the Day 6 Voice Training Workshop sponsored by Grosidium Media. And our topic today is vocal health care. Our facilitator today is Mommy Dorothy Ipere. If you live in the East, or if you are a Catholic chorister, this name should ring a bell because she's a composer. Yeah, she's a composer. So I'm going to give a brief bio of Mrs. Ipere. She was born in Urala, Idato, local government of Imo State, Nigeria, to Mr. and Mrs. Christiana Ume on 6th June 1943. She had her primary school education in Our Ladies Girls School, Urala, a school run by Immaculate Heart Sisters from 1951 to 1957. 1958 to 1961 saw her in St. Joseph's College, Aba, for her teachers training college. And this school then was run by the Holy Rosary Sisters. Here she was introduced to formal music training and was retained to teach music in the school at the end of her course. She taught there from January 1962 to April 1964, when she got married. She went through the ravages of civil war in 1972, September. She took her 5th baby to Sowan School of Music, UNN. On graduation, she took a job with the Anambra State Broadcasting Industry. Here, her horizon in music was broadened as she produced and presented music programs, both Western and African music. Her potencies in compositions grew as she wrote both for the corporation choir and her church choir. She was a talented singer from primary school and won many laurels from singing both in Nigeria and overseas. She has 3 LP records, 4 cassettes, 2 CDs, and a textbook. Name is Rudiments of Music Made Easy. It's a must-have book. To her credit, she has featured in music seminars in all Eastern states and adjudicated in music competitions in all these states. She now plays consultation and advisory roles to all who seek her services. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Mommy on stage.
Voice health. Is that it? That's gone off again.
No, I'm with you, Mommy. I'm with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Voice health.
Okay.
First of all, what is the voice? Do we know the voice at all? The voice is just a musical instrument, like any other musical instrument you know. You know, the xylophone is a musical instrument. The piano is a musical instrument. What is it? The gong. You know, metal gong or wooden gong. They are all musical instruments. In the same way, the voice is a musical instrument, but it has an additional power of framing words, which these other instruments do not have. And that's the advantage the human voice has over every other musical instrument. So the voice comprises of 3 segments. The voice, a sound producing agent, which embraces 2 vibrating strips of cartilage, strings, known as vocal cords. That's number 1 component of the voice, the vocal cords. 2 strips two vibrating strips of strings of cartilage. Then you have the lungs. It is from the lungs that the whole body, the entire body gets air. Then you have the resonating chamber, which comprises of the nose, the mouth, and the upper part of the throat. These three are known as the resonating chamber. When sound comes into them, they enlarge the sound. That's why you call it resonating chamber. It resonates the sound. It makes the sound bigger, resonating chamber. So we have vocal cords, lungs, and the resonating chamber or chamber box. Those are the three components of the voice. Then how does it work? You breathe in air from the nose. As you breathe in the air, the cords, the two cords open to let in air into the lungs. Once the air has been let into the lungs, entrenches them, sort of pushes it up again as you want to breathe out. That pushing up and the pushing down that had already been done, the air is now entrapped in a part of the voice called glottis, and then that sound comes out. So when the air has gone in and is coming out again, because you breathe in and breathe out, as you're breathing out, the air is coming out, and then it is entrenched in the glottis, and sound comes out. That is how the sound we make, even when we talk. That's how the sound comes. You notice that you cannot speak when you are breathing in. Right, breathe in, you cannot speak. But as you're breathing out, I can now speak. You see? Now, we talked about the voice having an extra power of framing words. See, the metal gong will go gong, 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 gong. It will go on like that for ages. It doesn't mean a thing to anybody listening other than sound is going. But when the voice comes in, yes, 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 I'm here, it has put in words. Then the xylophone goes kang 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 kang. Are you eating? Are you eating? That's the voice now coming in. This is reproducing the same sounds, and in addition, it is fixing words. So that's the advantage of the voice. And we have seen how the voice is a better instrument than any other instrument. And we have seen the three agents that make the voice. You know, that's the human voice, the vocal cords, the lungs, and the resonating chamber. Then we have seen how you breathe in through the nose. As you breathe in, the air gets in from the strips. That's the vocal cord from the vocal cord. It gets into the lungs. As soon as the air lands into the lungs pushes it up again, and as it is pushing it out, it is entrenched in the glottis, and sound comes out. So when we talk, that's how sound comes. Ah, you see, I was breathing in. As I was breathing in, I couldn't make a sound. As I'm breathing out. Then the type of sound we produce depends on the type of vocal cord we have, because chords are different. They differ from person to person. That is why you have difference in sounds. Because Some vocal cords are smoother than others. Some are lighter than others. Some are more flexible than others. So those that are lighter and more flexible produce better sounds than those that are rigid and rough. That's the voice. Okay, for a voice to be healthy, it has to come from a healthy body. That means you have to be healthy. You have to eat whatever it takes to keep you healthy. Because if you're sick, the sound you produce will be sick. It will not be a healthy sound. That is if you produce any at all, because if you're ill, I cannot talk. You can hardly talk. So when you're ill, you can hardly talk. So you must, as much as possible, try to be healthy all over. If you're healthy all over, it reflects on the voice. Then, when the voice is healthy, you have to do something to keep it going and keep improving on the sound that comes from it. We start by breathing exercises because we need a lot of air when we sing. We need much more air in singing than in talking. We need air in both, exercises, but in singing, we need it more because more energy is spent in singing than in talking. So we have breathing exercises and breath controlling exercises. Breathe in, out. I breathe in through my nose and breathe out through my mouth. And when you breathe in, you do it as quietly as possible, not no, because when you sing, nobody must hear your breathing sounds. No, they must be as silent as possible. So we breathe in and out fast. Do it in, out, in, out, in, out. Then we breathe and hold it. When I breathe in, I hold it for a certain number of counts. Then I let out the air slowly. Because when you sing, you let out the air slowly for it to carry you through. If you let it out suddenly, you'll run out of air. And you'll find yourself breathing in between words, which is not done in singing. So I breathe in, I hold for 10 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's not right. I shouldn't be talking when I'm breathing in. When I'm holding my breath. When I'm holding it, I shouldn't be talking, but I'm talking to let you hear my counting. Okay, I'll do it this time using my fingers. Breathe in and hold for 10 counts. Okay. Then I breathe in and then I make a sound and let that sound I'm going to make last for as long as possible. And for it to be long, I have to take a real deep breath and hold. I do it again. I use different vowel sounds. I don't use just a. I use a, e, o, u, e, o, all those vowel sounds. I use all of them for the breath exercise. Mind you, I'm an old woman, 80. Yours should be much longer because my stomach, my abdomen has gone flabby. You hold the breath with your abdominal muscle. When you breathe, you hold it with your abdominal muscle. As long as you hold it, it will stay. But if I hold mine in a short while, it goes. So I do it again. This time I'll come out humming. What you are doing is to help you build long breaths, so that when you are singing, no matter the length of time your singing requires you to hold your breath, you will do it successfully. There are words you must not cut. If you're singing an aria, for instance, and in an aria, one vowel sound can last for as long as 10 seconds, 20 seconds, and you must not breathe. You finish it in that one sound. I think I did it for you before in Rejoice. Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice greatly. Rejoice, O daughter of Zion. O daughter of Zion, rejoice, rejoice, rejoice. You see? And when you're there, in a sentence, there is a when you sing, to make what you're singing meaningful. Like when we sing, "What a friend we have in Jesus." Some people think that you must take your breath at the end of every line. No, if taking your breath at the end of the line will not make meaningful what you're saying, you take it to the next line where the meaning will be clear. Okay? We usually say, "What a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer." It's more meaningful when you sing, "What a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer." You see, it's more meaningful to say you carry everything to God. If you're prayed, then you can, after God, you can then say in prayer, "What a privilege privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. It's better than saying to carry everything to God in prayer. You get what I'm saying? So that's the advantage of taking a long breath before ever you start to sing. You know, it's not even in singing that holding your breath is useful. If there is a smell you want to avoid, maybe you've passed a certain place, something decayed there, and each time you pass, it smells. And this time you say, I don't want to smell this thing, I don't want to smell it. Before you get there, you fill your lungs. Then as you get there, you start to breathe out and move. You keep moving, keep moving. You'll pass it long time before you breathe out. And then by then, you will not have smelled any ugly thing. And those of you who are women, when it comes to childbirth, delivery, Grace, you passed through it a few weeks ago. When you're going to have your baby, you need to push the baby out, and you need the breath. You breathe in, then push your baby, and it comes out. So it's not only in singing that the breath control is helpful. It's helpful in so many ways. Okay, so that's in breath. You have now gathered enough breath to help you sing whatever you want to sing. Then you have to do some vocal exercises. Just, athletes, you see them each time you go out to the stadium, you see athletes running around the field, doing, doing some exercises. They need those exercises. You too, as a singer, need exercise of the voice. The voice has 3 registers. There is the chest register, that's the lowest register. Then there is the middle register. Then there is the head register. You have to exercise the 3 registers. You do it, spend about 10 minutes on the chest register. Then you come to the middle register. Money, 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 money. Many, 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 money, 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 many, 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 money, 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 mia, mia, Again, we spend about 10 minutes, in the middle register. Then you go to the head register. Now you do it not in one key. You start with the lowest key. Then you keep rising by a semitone until you can climb no more, until you get to the highest your voice can go. Don't ever try to impress anybody by going higher or trying to create a new voice record by going higher, because by doing that, you might inflict injury on your voice. You need to protect your voice very tenderly. You need to protect it very tenderly. So when singing, once you get to your highest level, start again from there to come down in semitones, in semitones, in semitones. When you're doing that, you should have a keyboard. If you don't have a keyboard, then you must have very good ears so that you can, on your own, change the keys. Like if I go, I rise a semitone. Then you try some wobbling exercises, trying to make the voice, let it wobble, exercise the vocal cords. If you have a flexible vocal cord, this is where we will say it. So those are the vocal exercises. For each register, spend about 10 minutes. So by the time you do 30 minutes for the voice exercises, for the vocal exercises, it will be enough. But it must be done every day. Every day. There's no day that your breathing exercise or your vocal exercises must be left out. You must do them on a daily basis. Then you must do all you can to protect your voice. Avoid cold water. Cold water is not good for your voice. Don't eat anything oily when you're going to sing. Something like akara, you know, bean what? Is it bean cake or bean what we call it? Don't eat akara. Don't eat groundnuts. If you're going to sing in the next 1 or 2 hours, avoid those. Yeah. Then avoid getting a cold. Cold. You must not get cold. You must not get a cough because those ruin the voice. When you cough, it affects the voice. When you get a cold, it affects the voice. When you get a cold, you use warm water drinks. Don't drink anything cool at all. Keep drinking warm water. You gargle with it. Gargle with warm water. You put salt into the warm water and gargle. You throw it out. You put another one and throw it out. It helps your voice. It helps your voice. Then there's a local antibiotics. Bitter cola. Bitter cola is good for your voice, particularly when you have a cold. When you have a cold, you want to go to bed at night, you take one bitter cola, chew it, and leave it in your mouth. Then as you sleep, you sip the fluid from it gradually. You keep swallowing it gradually. Maybe you wake up from your sleep, you notice you still have it, you chew it and let it get saturated more, put more water into it. That's your spit or not ordinary water. Then you keep swallowing it. By morning, the cough will have gone, the cold will have gone. So it's very good. At our own time, we used to use strepsils, strepsil lozenges. I don't know if it is still in existence. If it is in existence, it is good too. Strepsil lozenges. Then when you have all these exercises done and you're ready to perform, then you perform and show you are alive. You show from your facial expression that you are really singing. You cannot cry, even though there are times when you cry in singing. When those times come, we know, but most of the time, we enjoy the song we are singing. Okay, let's listen to this short thing I'm going to sing. It's a holiday. Today's the wedding of the painted doll. It's a jolly day. The news is spreading all around the hall. Red Riding Hood and Buster Brown, the jumping jack, jumped into town. From far and near, they're coming here. Church bells ringing, ringing. All the little dollies from the pollies with their painted cheeks. Little Mama Doll has fussed around for weeks and weeks. Shoe the blues, no time to lose. Rice and shoes will spread the news that it's a holiday. Today's the wedding of the painted doll. Yeah. Come the bridesmaids, look at them in their places, look at the fancy laces, look at them as they smile, all the sorrow away. Here comes the bride now. Look at the little beauty. Look at the little cutie. Look at the little doll. It's her wedding day. Here's the preacher man. A look as he takes his little black book. He is sure he knows his stuff. 'cause he's done it often enough. Here comes the bridegroom, ready for the service, just a little nervous. Now the preacher said, "You're married to stay." It's a jolly day. Today's the wedding of the painted door. It's a holiday. The news is spreading all around the hall. Red Riding Hood and burst around. The jumping jack jumped into town from far and near. They're coming here. Church bells ringing, bringing all the little dollies from the forest with their painted cheeks. Little Mama Doll has fussed around for weeks and weeks. Shoe the blues, no time to lose. Rice and shoes will spread the news that it's a holiday. Today's the wedding of the little painted doll. That shows you're happy and you're expressing it. Your facial expression shows it all. You're happy. Then if it says a sad one, the sad one I can think of is Enable. It's a passion song. Jesus is crying. Chineke mo, Chineke mo, gịnị mere i jiri gbahapụ m? Ndị niile hụrụ m na-akparị m, ha na-emi ọnụ na-efisi ha. O chekwubere na Chineke ya ngwa n'ụzọ pụta ya, ya tọhapụ ya ma ọ bụrụ enyi ya. Chineke mo, Chineke mo, gịnị mere i jiri gbahapụ m? And so on, the song still goes on. So I think that's all I have for you in voice health, how you can keep your voice healthy. If you strain your voice, don't ever sing again. Keep your mouth quiet. Keep your voice tight. Don't open your mouth. Don't sing. Rest it. Rest it. Rest it. And as you're resting it, you keep taking the warm water with a little salt added into it, as I said before. And in a short while, the voice will come back to form. Thank you. If you have a question, ask.
Wow. Mommy, Mommy, the other time I said something and I'll still repeat it again.
Yes.
Growing up as a child, I've watched you as in performing. You're a great singer. And being an adult, still watching you, the strength, the expression, the passion, nothing has changed. It's still you. Just keep up the good work. On behalf of Great Senior Media, we just want to say thank you. We appreciate you. We love you. We love you, Mommy.
Okay, thank you.
Good to have you.
Thank you. It is because it's something that I love to do. Otherwise, yeah. and again, I thank God because at my age, no sound should really come from my mouth. Because
exactly.
from experience, I've had teachers, who were my voice teachers. At the time, they couldn't sing. They couldn't sing anymore. They couldn't utter one sound. So I'm grateful to God because the sound keeps coming. I keep singing for Him. Yes, that's one thing again. I must stress.
Yeah.
Sing for God. Sing for God. And as you're singing for him, do all things good that he wants. Don't derail from what God wants you to do.
Yeah.
Most of the time, women in particular, when they can sing, and somebody says to them, "Oh, you sing so well," and men will want to lure you and say, "Oh, I love your voice. Oh, I love your voice." You fall for that stupid flattery. You love your voice. You just say, "Thank you, thank you." If it goes any further than that, walk away from him. You know, some stupid people fall and get entangled and do all sorts of things. When you do that, the glory goes from your voice. The glory of God that you moves away. I've seen that from experience. I have had other singers, who were singing with me and all that, and well, they thought they were beautiful. I didn't count myself as being beautiful. So somewhere someone says, "Oh, you are beautiful." I said, "Thank you very much. I know what I look like." "Oh, you are beautiful." Yes. The Bible says, you see, I'm not. You say, this is very good. And put it into your mouth and chew it. That's it.
Yeah.
So be very, very careful with men in particular. Keep your virtue of chastity. Keep it. If you're a single girl, keep it. When you get married, keep it just with your husband. You see? Yes. That is my advice to girls who sing. Even men lose their glory too. Because God doesn't want anybody fooling around with himself. Sing and praise God. You can't praise God with your mouth and then displease him with your waist. So
yes. Okay. Thank you, Mommy. We have people that want to ask questions. Patience, unmute yourself, please. Or have your question be answered?
Yes, I'll answer them.
Yeah, Patience. Mr. Jerry, unmute yourself. Mr. Jerry. Mr. Jerry, can you hear me? Questions. Questions, oh. Mr. Jerry, can you unmute yourself and ask your question?
Can I ask? Okay. Good evening, ma.
Good evening, my dear.
Yes, ma. God bless you very much, ma, for the advice and the teachings today.
Bless you too.
Yes, ma'am. You talk about the vocal cord. It talks about some vocal cord being light and some being flexible. So a situation where a singer discovered that his vocal cord is not flexible or is not light enough, does these vocal exercises, will they help that singer vocal cord to be flexible or to be light enough to produce a good sound?
Well, they'll help. The exercises will help to some extent. But what is natural is natural. If it's not natural, there's nothing you can do about it. All the same, you must do the exercises. You must do them. As you're doing them, the voice surely is improving somehow. Your voice can never be the same with exercises as if you hadn't done it. So exercises are very important. If your cord is good enough, very good. Thank your stars. If they're not good enough, all the same, keep going, keep going. The exercises are necessary for everybody. Chances are that you can get some improvement, but it's not mandatory that once you do the exercises, they'll change automatically. No. It's a gradual thing if it has to improve.
Okay, Mr. Jerry, are you okay with the response? So that we can go to another person. Mr. Jerry. Okay. Patient, can you unmute yourself, please?
Okay, yes, I've done that. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay, mommy, good evening.
Good evening, my dear.
I'm honored, like the lessons, as if they're just all for me. I'm very grateful. And Gracidian, thank you for this opportunity. Okay, mommy, I've been singing from childhood, like from children choir in church, and then but now to adult choir. I used to pitch very high, but as I'm growing older, I don't know whether it's the age, and then maybe lifestyle as well, because I know that I eat lots of dry food, like I love biscuits a lot and so many other things. But my major challenge now is I can't pitch that high. Like I know I used to sing very high soprano, like the highest, but right now I can't do that. And when I try to pitch high, I feel pains around my throat area. So could it be as a result of the kinds of food I consume?
No, no. Age has to do with it. Once you try to sing and you have that type of pain, you know, in your throat, stop. Don't go any higher, because the more you try to go higher, the more you are harming your voice. I used, if C, second ledger line above the middle, above the treble clef. Do you know it?
Sorry?
Second ledger line above the treble clef. C, that's C.
Yes.
I used to sing there and wobble there, up there.
Wow.
But now I can hardly sing G, first ledger space above the treble clef. I can hardly, it's with difficulty that I can sing it now. So with age, definitely the voice comes down. That's why you find some women singing tenor. Yes, there's some elderly women who sing tenor because their chords can no longer carry them as high as they used to before. So they resort to lower sounds. And that is what I promised myself. No matter how low my voice goes, I'll still keep singing. I'll keep singing in those low registers.
And mommy, finally, thank you for that final advice too. It makes sense because oftentimes as ladies too, when we are in choir and we feel we can sing, we have all of those temptations, hovering around us. But thank you. It's a reminder that we must always remain steadfast. So I love you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, my dear.
Okay, Redmi 9. Can you unmute yourself?
Okay. Yes, good evening, everyone. Mommy, good evening.
Good evening, my dear.
Thank you for the whole class and everything. But I have one, should I say, problem? Okay, so I teach and I tend to talk a lot. So by evening, I'm tired and my voice is really, really tired and weak. So most times I may not be able to sing well because of stress and fatigue. So I don't know, how can I help this situation?
If you do not have any singing to do in the evening, when you come home and find you're tired like that, sleep. Rest that voice, rest it. Even if there are choir practices to attend in the evening, don't attend them. Because if you go, the tiredness is enough. The one you already have, you don't have to add to it by going to sing in your tired. Is that all right? Hello? Oh. Hello? Oh, you're no longer there.
Question. Based on that question you posted, Mommy has answered it earlier. The last person, please, Tony Basi Ekong, can you ask your question?
Okay, thank you, Christian. And thank you so much, Mommy. I mean, it's so beautiful to learn at this point in time from you. And thank you so much for the opportunity, Ma. Patience actually took the question out of my mouth. But the question I would like to also add to that is, so if, for example, you are going to back up a lead singer, for example, you're a soprano singer, and then you just go on stage. These are people, maybe the alto and the tenors, you've not actually rehearsed with them. And then the alto comes to tell you, oh, I've lost my voice, and I'm going to be singing treble. How are you able, what kind of training? Because there are people that once they are soprano, they cannot sing, they cannot move to alto, they cannot move to any other part or tenor or any kind of thing. So what can you do as a singer so that you can, to be able to move from one part to the other, just by listening to other people sing? So how can you switch? That is my first question. My second question is, I don't know if it is a myth. I know Mom has said that when your voice is tired, that you should rest your voice and all of that. But there's a myth that goes around that when you lose your voice, sorry, I beg your pardon, that is the time that you should continue to use it. Like, okay, you've lost your voice, okay, you rest it like today, then, but tomorrow, maybe even when you have not gotten the voice back, that you should just keep singing. I've heard people say that way you are going to open more of your vocal cords. I don't know if it is a myth or it's something
not true.
that is
It's not true. It's not true. The more you sing, the more you damage the voice. Allow the voice to rest. Anybody who is tired will normally rest. The voice is the same. If you're tired, you can't kill yourself. You just rest to get back your strength. It's the same with the voice. So anybody who tells you that when you're tired or when you strain it, keep singing, you're ruining it the more. No.
Tony, are you okay? Tony.
Okay, that was your first. What was the first question you asked? I think you had two questions.
Okay, yes. The first question was, sorry, Ma, I became muted. The first question was, how do you move? Let's say you want to harmonize, and even though your original part is either alto or tenor or soprano, and then you're meeting with people that you have not rehearsed with, and then they're telling you, oh, I cannot do this part at this time. How do you switch?
If you can switch smoothly without ruining the voice, do that. If you cannot, say, sorry, I can't do it. You do your part.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You must not compromise voice for anything. No.
Okay, Ma, thank you so much. That answered all my questions, Ma. Thank you so much.
Okay, my dear.